Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first anti-haul, and this anti-haul is mainly going to be about fragrances that I am not going to buy. These are fragrances that I've actually either smelled, or these are new releases that I feel like no, you're not going to get my coins today. This is by no means any way to bash any fragrance houses or brands, but these are my own personal opinions. But I am going to spill the tea on these perfumes that I will not be spending my money on. So if you're not already subscribed, I would kindly ask that you click down below and you hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, let's get right into my first anti-haul. This first fragrance house, you guys, is very well known. It has an array of fragrances. This is not a new release, but I do have a sample and I've been trying out this perfume. It is Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. I do actually like the scent. I just don't like the price tag. With this Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, it is fresh, it is fruity, it's a really nice scent. There is another perfume out there that smells identical to Chanel Chance's Eau Tendre, and it is Vince Camuto Fiori. Now, if I hadn't smelled Fiori before I actually smelled Eau Tendre, I may have purchased Eau Tendre, but I'm glad I waited, and I'm glad I did a little bit of research, and I did actually come upon Vince Camuto Fiori first, and I smelled that, and I was immediately hooked. With that being said, I will not be picking up Chanel Chance's Eau Tendre. No ma'am, not today. And this next fragrance that you guys I will not be picking up is from the House of Prada, and it is Prada Candy's Low. Now, I love the original Prada Candy, and that kind of set the bar or the standard for the line to me, and there are so many flankers out now from that Prada has released from the candy line. We have Prada Candy Kiss, Prada Candy Gloss, Low, Sugar, the newest one, Sugar Pop, and Floral. And you guys, all of those just lack in depth. Once you smell the original, that set the standard, that set the bar for Prada Candy. So in my opinion, all the other flankers are weaker, and some of them are eau de parfums, just like the original is an eau de parfum. When it comes to Prada Candy Low, the notes are almost identical in Prada Candy Low as are in Prada Candy, the original, the eau de parfum, you guys, but the scents are very different. And the caramel, I don't get any caramel out of the Prada Candy Low. It is somewhat similar though. I do find the original DNA in Low, but it lacks depth. It lacks the actual caramel and sweetness, and it is described being like a sweet fragrance. And it's not sweet, and they added in sweet pea, which to me turned that fragrance powdery, which is kind of weird because on the original, they described the original Prada Candy as being powdery. In my opinion, it's not powdery. It's just sweet. It's caramel. It has benzoin, as well as Low has benzoin, but to me, Low is more powdery than the original. Powder became annoying to me in Prada Candy Low. It did last for quite some time on my skin. I was just pushed away from how powdery that fragrance was, and I wore it several times, so I did get a feel for it. But I would have to say, for Prada Candy Low, no ma'am, not today. I won't be purchasing that one. And this next one is also from Prada Candy, and it is the latest release of Sugar Pop. I had high hopes for Sugar Pop because it was introducing a more citrusy vibe to the original, so I was very interested to see which direction that was going to go. But unfortunately, you guys, the citrus, it was weak. It was almost like when I sprayed it, I was waiting for it to develop, and it never developed. It just stayed kind of one-dimensional to me. The original Prada Candy set the bar for the Prada Candy line. It's almost like I'm looking for that same oomph that I got in Prada Candy, the original, and I'm not finding it in these flankers. So I just came to the conclusion that Prada Candy Sugar Pop is not a bad scent by any means. It just didn't do anything for me. It was citrusy, but it was too soft, and maybe that will appeal more to an audience of people that likes those more softer floral fragrances like Coach Floral, along those lines. That's what I kind of got from Prada Candy Sugar Pop, but it lacked that oomph, so I would not be picking up Prada Candy Sugar Pop as well, and that is a no ma'am, not today. This next fragrance comes from the House of Versace, and I was so surprised because I love the House of Versace, and I was as of yet to smell anything that I really didn't like. Now, this fragrance from the House of Versace is Versace Perfume Dylan Blue. You guys, I wanted this to work for me so badly. By all means, it is not a bad scent. It just lacked depth. to me. When I first put it on my arm, I like the smell. You get that apple, that Granny Smith apple vibe, but that's all. Like, it faded away to me. I was just expecting so much more with it having this beautiful packaging and the gold and the blue. And I will also add that the packaging does not match the scent at all. In a way, it was a little bit gimmicky because, you know, the male version of Dylan Blue is very popular. It was a big seller. It did very well. So Versace did decide to come out with a woman's version, but I would say the woman's version does not match up to the men's version at all. It lacked depth. It lacked longevity. It did smell good in the beginning, but it is not enough for me to spend that hefty price tag on Versace Perfume Dylan Blue. So sadly enough, I have found my first fragrance from Versace that I will not be picking up. And I do have that sample. I used it a couple times for me to get a true feeling to see if I wanted to try it. And you guys, I did actually wear it to work. And not only did I not receive any compliments on that fragrance, I couldn't even smell the fragrance after 3 hours. Literally, I couldn't smell it anymore. And then when I buried my arm into that perfume, you guys, it smelled like synthetic apple. Like, you do get the apple from beginning to end in that fragrance, but it was not enough. It did not wow me, and I was kind of disappointed with that perfume. So I will not be picking up Versace's Perfume Dylan Blue. No ma'am, not today. And this next fragrance comes from the House of Juicy Couture, and this is from the Majestic line, which is the newest line from the House of Juicy Couture. And right now they have 3 fragrances out. They have Royal Rose, Majestic Woods, and Glistening Amber. And you guys, the one that I'm not going to pick up is the Royal Rose. Now, I've worn Royal Rose a couple of times, and I'm not going to say it's a bad fragrance, but it had like a smoky vibe to it that I just really don't like. But I will say that it smells very, very similar to KKW Crystal Gardenia Oud. The rose in Oud and the rose in Royal Rose is very similar. So if you are trying to get a feel of what Crystal Gardenia Oud smells like, Juicy Couture's Royal Rose is very similar. So if you can get your hands on, and I do believe they still have Royal Rose on display at Dillard's if you want to smell it to get an idea of what Oud smells like. And for me, wearing the Crystal Gardenia Oud, that is a rosy scent. It is a very mature, rosy, incensey scent, and you do still get that same vibe in Royal Rose. But Royal Rose, the incense turned sour smelling on my skin, and it became irritating. And when I first sprayed it, I was like, okay, you know, this is decent. I do like this, but it turned left for me. So I will not be picking up the Royal Rose. But like I said, it's not a bad scent. It just did not do anything for me. But I am still trying out Majestic Woods, you guys, and so far so good with Majestic Woods. I don't have any complaints yet. I am yet to smell the Glistening Amber. I do plan to go to Dillard's this weekend so I can actually smell that. I have a couple of perfumes that I'm going out to smell this coming weekend, and Glistening Amber is going to be one of them. So hopefully they do have it on display at Dillard's, because I'm definitely going to try out the Glistening Amber. As far as the Royal Rose, no ma'am, not today. I will not be picking that one up. So this does conclude my first anti-haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have tried or you have any of these fragrances, tell me what it is that you really like or dislike about any of these fragrances. Because, you know, sometimes you do want to retry fragrances, you know, when the weather changes. That is the reason why I haven't gotten rid of a lot of my perfumes, because I want to try them at different times of the year when the weather is very different. So if you have any recommendations on any of these perfumes that I showcased in this video, please comment down below and let me know your thoughts on any of these fragrances. If you have any of these fragrances, or if you're going to try any of these fragrances, or if you have any recommendations on how to wear or apply these fragrances, if you have any recommendations on layering these perfumes to bring out more notes in them, comment down below and let me know. I really, really appreciate you guys responding and giving me recommendations. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks for tuning into this video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out my latest videos. I post new videos weekly, and I would love to have you follow along. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.